Gaming nowadays sucks, and there's no more good games to play. Saying that is probably the easiest way to trigger most modern gamers. However, if y'all actually took the time to listen to them people who say that, I promise you realize that they kind of have a point. Cause see, most people who say that come from an era where you didn't have to, quote, expand your horizons to find a good game. Cause back in the day, if you wanted to find a good game, it was easy.
I'm gonna take the interpretation where he says people who say modern gaming sucks or people who have been gaming from an era when you did not have to expand your horizons to find something good to play. Well, there's a reason why people need to expand their horizons now versus 35 years ago. And I can tell you this because I've been gaming for 35 years. Yes, it's not as easy to find a good game as it was 35 years ago, but that is because the barrier to entry in making a game, much less good, bad, or otherwise, has lowered drastically over the years. You think about it. How many indie games were there out there back in the days of the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis heyday? One person could create a game start to finish in about 5 years completely by themselves. Couldn't do that 30 to 35 years ago. So now you have more people creating games now than ever before, because you don't just have to be a major company in order to make a video game. Regular Joe and Jane can sit down and make a game now. So yes, that has increased the volume of the number of games that are out there, but that doesn't mean that gaming as a whole sucks now. Yes, you do have to do a little bit of research and diligence to find what is a good game for you. Slight definition of what a good game is in case people want to argue it. But the thing to just bear in mind there is modern gaming does not suck. Modern gaming is massively wider and more expansive than it has ever been. And because of that, you have to be more selective in what you choose to play.
Oh yeah, y'all remember this? Probably not. Couch co-op. What the fuck happened here? Another very vital part of gaming culture that was swiped away from us because of corporate greed. Oh no, we don't want 4 of y'all sharing one console. We want all 4 of y'all to buy your own console and just play online like a bunch of fucking dweebs.
Now, I will acknowledge there where he's talking about the couch co-op and the get together and everything like that, because my personal opinion, one of the reasons online gaming is so toxic now is because online gaming has allowed people that, were too cowardly to talk their crap or get in somebody's face in the days of couch co-op and video arcades. They can now hide online behind a gamer tag and say the most horrendous, disgusting stuff under the sun. They're hiding behind anonymity like the true keyboard cowards they are.
I don't think y'all realize that when y'all tell people that they have to expand their horizons to find good games, that you're literally proving their point. Because if gaming was currently as good as it always has been, according to y'all, wouldn't nobody have to dig for shit. It would just be readily available in their face.
Well, the thing there to recognize is about, readily available in their face and saying people didn't have to dig back in the past. Remember, back in the past, there were no websites, podcasts, shows, and everything like that dedicated to, and all these gaming content creators are out here to talk about a game on the day that it releases, some even getting review copies before the game releases so they can start talking about it, having their conversation even before release date of the game. You go back 30 years ago, you got word of mouth, seeing it in a store, and a printed article that probably wouldn't hit the store shelf until like a month after it released, or if you were lucky and it was popular enough or whatever, you might have been able to rent it from local store or something like a Blockbuster or something like that. But again, if you lived in a rural area, you wouldn't even have access to all that. So we go back 35 years ago and you wanted to find out what a game was. You didn't have a whole lot to work with, a whole lot to choose from, and your options were actually quite tiny. But now, at least today with modern gaming, you can go and look up a gaming podcast and see what they say about certain game here and then make an informed decision. In the past, you were pretty much blind buying it and hoping that you got something good.
Oh yeah, one last thing. When people say there ain't no more good games left, please stop suggesting these super niche ass games that only appeal to one type of person. You know damn well everybody ain't into turn-based RPGs.
I'm going to say that, yes, gaming is as good as it used to be. In fact, I personally despite the valid criticism that he points out there, I would say overall, gaming is still better now than what it was in the past. You have a wider selection, it's easier to find things to choose from, to pick from, and there's just more to work with, and you can make a better informed decision of what you're going to get before you actually pay for it. So I'm saying gaming is better. Yes, that means you do have to put a little more effort into finding something that is good for you to play, but there's more to work with. And I don't think you can argue that there's less to work with or less to play today than there was 30, 35 years ago. So yeah, gaming has its problems. It has its criticisms, but had problems and criticisms even in the past during the supposed good old days like he's talking about. But let's just recognize what it is. There's still plenty to play. You just got to put some effort into finding it. And that's not a bad thing. You folks have a good one. Jolly LOL.